diamonds, so I'm covered in ice. Got me out for the whole pie, I don't want a slice. In a room full of bad girls, that's not my type. Cause I'm married to the game, baby, that's my wife. Whole board getting wiped down, we don't play light, never psyched out.
My name is Victor, and this is my 2024 Nissan Z Performance.
It's really cool. It's super clean. Obviously, it's modified.
Yeah, thank you.
What's done to it?
I actually just bought this thing back in December of last year.
Oh, nice.
So it hasn't been that long, and the build so far is pretty simple. All I have is a catback exhaust, airlift ALP4 management system, and then bag riders, struts. So it's on bags, and then wheels, I have Meister 3-piece M1s.
They're beautiful.
Yeah,
do you know the specs on them offhand?
These actually came off of my Evo 10, and they're 19 by 10.5 plus 12s, and I currently run a 1-inch spacer in the back, so I can get a lot more aggressive with that down the road.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So you have is that a fully built Evo?
Built enough.
Right.
Is that security?
Yep.
I hope y'all got some good pictures.
All right, dude.
Try.
You need us to go?
I would say make it quick, all right?
Okay. All right. So sorry. So you have a fully built Evo?
Yeah, I do. Well, it's on stock motor, but basically FBO. On air and on
And
wheels.
it's super
and
clean too. It's really well built.
Thank
We'll
you.
have to do a feature on that.
For
but
sure.
What made you want to get a 400Z, or I guess it's called a Z?
Yeah. I say 400.
Yeah.
Some people get mad about it, but I'm like, whatever. I kind of wanted, so the Evo is an old car, even though it's the newest generation of Evo. That my specific one's an 08. So the technology and like safety system is very not adequate in my opinion, and I want something that's a more comfortable daily driving, or even a grand touring car that I can take to other states, for travel, road trips, stuff like that. So I've already taken this thing to Vegas back and forth.
Oh,
once.
nice.
Yeah. Back when it was fully stocked, like 2 months after I bought it, it was absolutely a great daily driver. I haven't had one issues, but it's a pretty bunch of brand new car. It's got 6,700 miles on it currently. So I don't drive it all that often because I have a work truck, but whenever I can, I enjoy driving it. So
That's cool, and it's different because the Evo's a 4-door. This is a coupe. Does it feel more sporty than the Evo?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, it's the only real complaint about it as a sports car that I have is the fact that it's heavy. Like it almost weighs twice as much as the Miata.
Oh wow.
Yeah. So and with
really heavy.
heavier wheels and airlift and all that in the car, with me in it too, I think the car is sitting at like 4,200 pounds.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
For how small the car is,
Right.
that's crazy.
Right.
So do you have any future plans for it? Do you want a wide body? Do you want to do engine mods, or like what's the plan?
So I definitely want to eventually make it a little bit more rowdy. Put an intake and some downpipes and a tune on it. It's kind of the same BMW formula almost with this car. It's just intake, downpipe, and tune, and you can pretty much make 500 wheel
Right.
pretty easily. Yeah, because it's sitting at right now the same dyno's at 380 wheel, 380 torque. So
and it's super reliable power too.
yes, very
It's a great
reliable.
engine.
Yeah, I think it's VR30D TT or something like that, but the engine's been out in the Qs and a lot of the Infiniti cars for like 8-9 years now, I think. So.
It's the same one in the Q50 and Q60, right?
Yep,
Like the Red Sport.
yeah. But this iteration of the engine is probably the most things that they fix on it, right? The newest one. So I've heard some really great reliability things on it. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
And in the summer, does it stay pretty cool?
I'm
Like
not
driving?
gonna lie, probably not. I mean, well, as cool as any other turbocharged car, but since this is a 2 turbos, it's got some pretty notorious heating issues. So, but overall, like I don't drive it too hard.
Yeah.
It gets pretty hot. Like when you get out of the car, sometimes you can feel it like underneath you.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
So it never like heat soaks unless I'm like pushing it hard in super hot weather. But you definitely see the temps go pretty high, higher than typical car.
And what else is done to it? Are the headlights stock?
Yeah, all of these are everything on the body so far is stock. I actually have a carbon front lip that's on the way right now. just to make this car a little more aggressive, because the front airing out, it actually doesn't go that low, because something notorious with these cars, including like the all the way back to like the 350s and 370s, the control arms hit the frame when you air it out all the way.
Oh, really?
So right now the car is sitting on control arms and it can't go any lower.
Oh, that's sketchy.
Yeah, and the only way to get it lower from this point is to cut your spindles. So it's kind of like a spindle style, suspension, and you have to cut that short and re-weld it to your desired lowering length.
God.
Yeah, it goes a lot. I did not know that before buying the car,
right.
But now that I bought it, this is, as far as I've asked everybody else that has one, this is the lowest it can get.
Yeah, because when you aired out, I was like, oh, it stopped really early.
Yeah.
So
it's, and you can, sometimes when it airs out really fast, you can hear it hit the frame, and you're like, yeah, it is. But no, it's got a Borla attack exhaust on it. They have, I chose it because it's got like, if you look underneath the car, it almost looks like a Porsche exhaust, and it's got
cool.
it's got a cross pipe X, kind of like how the rear engine set of cars are. But other than that, it's really stock, tinted the car. But other than that,
the stripes come on it?
Yeah. So
okay.
this, I mean, it's an add-on option. So I got the performance package with the stripes, and it's got.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, I think I like it too with that. I don't know if I want to eventually wrap the car. I kind of really like the gray too.
Yeah. Gray's great.
I think my next immediate mod would be to like PPF the front.
Oh, okay.
Just because I took this thing to Vegas without PPF. There's probably about 10 rock chips on there if you look closely on it.
Oh, that sucks.
Yeah, I probably should have like masking taped it or something like that for a road trip, but yeah.
And then the trunk setup, is there a trunk
Yeah,
setup?
yeah, of course. Something very, very simple, very minimal.
Oh, dang, the button's inside the logo?
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
So it's running ALP4 in the car right now, and dual compressors, your regular 5-gallon tank, and so far it hasn't given me any issues. The new ALP4 management, it's really good. A lot more.
And that's from Airlift?
Correct, yeah, all from Airlift Performance, and it's a lot more accurate, I would say, than the older one. It can adjust.
That's cool.
Yeah, I can adjust to your air settings a lot quicker.
Nice.
Which I mean, some people don't like it because they
Right.
want to air out slower, but you can always set that.
I used to have I used Airlift. I loved it, but the controller, it took a lot of time to like get when you would air up.
Yeah.
It would take a second to find the numbers,
Yeah.
and sometimes it wouldn't find them correctly either.
Yep.
And it would be off by like 10. You're
Yep.
like, what the?
More than half the time, I would say 75% of the time, I air it to the desired length when I hit the preset. It stops right at that number.
Oh, that's so nice.
So like it makes it a lot easier instead of having to wait for it to adjust, So I really enjoy that part.
That's awesome. And having dual compressors in Arizona, like it doesn't get as hot and it airs up and then.
I was asking myself this question when I installed it, but you don't feel the heat. You don't feel the heat in the back.
That's awesome.
You hear it. It is ridiculously loud. Yes, yeah, and there's no. It's not like a Supra or a Miata style where there's a wall between the driver's seat and the back trunk. Everything's just open, so it does get really loud. Sometimes obnoxious, but I've gotten used to it.
It's worth it, to be honest.
It is. I think it is. So.
Can I see the interior?
Yeah.
I don't know if I've ever seen the interior on this thing before.
Honestly, it looks pretty much normal in it. It looks just like
clean.
Yeah. They only updated a few things in there, but for the most part, they've taken a lot of things from the 370 and took it over. So
honestly, if it's not broken, don't fix it, right?
Exactly. Yeah. They updated the seats a little bit, and then but for the most part, it's the same 370 seats. The door handles.
Oh, the door handles.
Yep. And the vents are exactly the same as the 370. All of the buttons. Majority of the buttons are the same. The only thing that they really change is the middle AC infotainment and the driving dash.
Right, upgraded a little.
Right.
That's dope. It's super clean. It has one cup holder. That's pain.
Yeah. Well, there's you can push that center console back and actually reveals the second one.
Oh, sick.
Which I don't know
okay.
if the other Z's do that, but that helps a lot of times.
Yeah, that's awesome.
So,
really cool, man.
okay.
Are you going to change the wheels? You said you could go more aggressive, or are you going to rebuild these?
I really like the gunmetal on the gray. I think
Me too.
Yeah, the color combination really fits, and it just. I did not plan this at all, but it just happens that these wheels on the Evo was the same color as the Z I was going to buy.
Oh, nice.
Because when I was looking for the Z, I didn't really care about color or anything like that. I just wanted the Z performance. So I just happened to found a gray one, and I was like, this is going to match pretty good. I do want more aggressive wheels eventually, but I don't think I'm ever going to do like the super big camber, stuff like that. Just something that looks good and functions well. So,
that's smart.
Yeah.
Because you want to drive the car.
Yes, I bought this car mainly. It's gonna get some miles once I have more time.
So what got you into cars?
That's
family.
That's a
or
great
just-
question. No, I think if I remember correctly, I accidentally walked into a car meet in the
What?
middle of a car meet. Yeah, this is when I was living in California.
Oh, that's cool.
Yeah, I think I was just walking through a parking garage in downtown after I was getting out of a movie, and it just happened to be a car meet right there. So, and then I just started looking at all the people modifying their cars, and I'm like, this is kind of cool, and then got real quick into it real quick. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
That's really cool. So how old were you roughly?
Oh, shit,
Pretty
I was
young?
16.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, I'm
okay.
25 now, so.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
Nice.
it's been almost 10 years. But yeah, my first car was a E46 330i.
Oh, that's
and then I
dope.
moved on to an FRS 86.
Oh, you
Yeah.
had good cars.
Yeah, and then Evo, and then this. So
those are very like car guy cars.
yeah,
That's a good setup.
yeah.
That's good.
I was fortunate enough to always have like a shitty daily driver on the side, so like I can kind of pick whatever I wanted and it wouldn't affect me. I was like, I can always drive my other car if one breaks
That's
down.
awesome.
Yeah.
Dude, and with cars too, it's like having a daily is so clutch.
Huge difference.
It's so clutch.
Huge difference. Yeah.
It's a nightmare not having one.
Yeah. So, I mean, that's what I would recommend. If people ever ask me if they want to get in cars, I would say the first step is to buy a daily first. Oh, I know. I've been seeing those things around all the time.
Sorry.
You're good. You're good. Yeah. But yeah, it's been a pretty cool journey, I'd say.
That's awesome.
It's funny how you see the car scene change throughout the years.
Oh yeah, especially in just the past 10 years.
Yeah.
Like it's changed dramatically.
Yeah. Culture, trends, everything. But still here.
Which is awesome.
Yep.
That's the best part is like, and the community too. Like if you find your community, it makes it so much better.
I think that's the one thing that hasn't really changed through all of it is like if you find the right community, whether it's particularly a car community or just a group of people that you stumble upon and you like to hang out with, that's what makes it worth it.
It makes it so much more fun going to meets, going to shows, because then you have your buddies that you're
rolling
just
together.
with.
Yeah, 100%.
When you're by yourself, it's just like, oh,
yeah.
it sucks.
Yes.
But, why did you choose this car?
After I got rid of the 8.6, I really missed a two-door coupe. I like to. At the end of the day, I think I still prefer two-door style cars over four-door cars. And to be honest, it was between this Audi TT RS and a Mark V Supra.
Oh.
And the RS was a little too marked up at the time that I was looking back in December. The Supra was, at this point, I would almost call a Supra like in the car scene like common traffic. I see so many of them, hot take. So I wanted something that's unique that not a lot of people have that still provides, the experience that I'm looking for.
Honestly, and it's such a beautiful car. I'm so sad these aren't as popular.
Yeah.
Kind of nice because you don't see them as often, but it tanked.
Yeah. I think it came out as Nissan advertised it as a competitor to the Supra, but it came off the bat way slower than the Supra. Yeah. So now all this, it doesn't matter what specs it had, but it just kind of went out the door.
Which is very unfortunate because, again, it's such a beautiful car. It has all of the lines of the old Z and the new Z.
Yep.
It's perfect in my opinion.
Yeah, and the price too. The price
Yeah, the
when
price
it first
was
came
high.
out, it was marked up so much that
Like 20, 30K.
yeah, it wasn't. If you were looking at this and for the same price, you can get a Supra. Like it was a no-brainer at that point.
Honestly, cheaper because the Supras were like 2-3 years old
Yeah.
by then.
Yep. Back in December, I bought this thing for less than MSRP.
That's great.
Yeah. So it
That's
has
great.
dramatically dropped, and I mean, luckily I had a buddy that worked for Nissan, so I got a pretty good deal. But I think even around now, like you can find these things for at MSRP or maybe $1,000 or $2,000 markup versus the 15-20K markup.
That's so nice.
But I think for that margin around $43,000, I think it's one of the best cars that you can find.
I
these
assume
days.
low miles then too,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
Like
This thing
super
has, when I bought it, it's actually not brand new when I bought it. When I bought it, it had 4,000 miles, and it has, yeah.
That's basically
Yeah,
brand new.
yeah, you're stealing it for 20% off. And
break-in period.
exactly, yeah. And now it's at 67, but it, practically, like you said, practically brand new.
I mean, when you open the trunk, it had that brand new car smell still. So
Yep, yeah. So.
that's awesome, man. Anything else you want to go over? Anything we maybe missed?
No, I think I really wish that more people had gotten into these cars.
think
It's starting
they
to
will.
grow. I think it's starting to grow.
I agree.
Once these things come down just a little more prices for it to make sense. But
I think like 35, 40K range is like the sweet spot.
yeah, I think if you don't try to compare it to cars that it isn't trying to compete against,
Right.
it's in its own class.
100%. I mean, 400 horsepower stock and then bolt-ons,
Right.
500.
Yep.
That-
And you can daily drive it all day. so,
Exactly.
yeah.
Well, I appreciate it, man.
Yeah. Thank
We're
you.
losing sunlight, so I'm going to shoot it real quick, but I appreciate you.
Yeah. Thank you. Appreciate it, man.
Pressure make diamonds, so I'm covered in ice. Got me out for the whole pie. I don't want a slice. In a room full of bad girls, that's not my type. Cause I'm married to the game, baby, that's my wife. Whole board getting wiped down. We don't play light, never psyched out.